against Rivers, you got to bring your best, and certainly some challenges to be presented with Sansko and StanLoona.
All right, let's see how it all pans out for us. We've got a pretty classic matchup as far as what we've come to expect for DNA, but under some different characters. Bowser seems to be like really making a name here for staying in the upper ends of bracket. Bayo kind of crawling around. Let's see what we're able to see for this matchup, because I feel like Bayo's going to have plenty of time to combo, plenty of time to edge guard, with really not too much to worry about. But if Bayonetta can't confirm the kill, Bowser has plenty of opportunity to just make 2 or 3 hits matter so much in this matchup.
It's going to be a problem, especially, I mean, this is StanLoona. We've seen them play the Bayo quite a lot in recent weeks, especially in this over the past 2 weeks at least, when they were in DNA, just barely missing out on top 8, eventually going out in top 16 to Ling by a score of 2-0. This time a very different beast in the form of Sans, a Bowser main. And yeah, as you mentioned, you got to make every single hit count, but you know, it doesn't matter how much you possess the ball if you can't put it in the back of the net, and certainly that's going to be the case for Hangman. For StanLoona, Hangman is taking stocks.
And on Stadium, I feel like there's plenty of opportunity for Bayo to push the battle to the ledge, but it's just gotta confirm the kills where you can, not give Bowser any room to breathe, otherwise that's what we're gonna see. Quick strike from Sans, gonna be able to clean things up right there. And I don't know, I feel like despite how heavily Bowser's bleeding right here, I feel like Sansko's playing the matchup fine. Because, like, you're going to take a lot of damage. That's just the nature of the beast. But, like, as long as you're able to deal it back and maintain stage control, like, that's where it really matters. Like, the numbers are almost superfluous for this matchup, because as long as you have somewhere safe to land and, like, enough room to back yourself up comfortably, you're chilling. And that applies for both of these characters, but right now it's Bowser who's in the driver's seat.
Yeah, and not to mention, I mean, that thing, look how hard that thing hits when you're at 141%. You're at almost max rage. That thing is so close to killing. One more of those at that exact spot on the ledge, I would have to think that they're done for, but eventually the conversion from StanLoona with that back air is going to take the stock, but they are going to need a little bit more than that, as certainly those side Bs, right into the fair, well read by Sansko.
But yeah, they have to be careful with how they're swinging on Bowser, especially when it comes from like returning back to the stage, because eating fair, putting yourself in position for nair or back air, you're just asking for lots of residual damage. And while Bayonetta has plenty of like strong survivability, like you really can't afford to take extra damage. But an amazing stock off the top is going to even things out with almost no damage on the Bayonetta to show for it.
Yeah, now just trying to make it all the way back, and it's easier said than done. StanLoona, however, just staying on top of him. This is, I wouldn't say this is a lead, but at the same time, it's, well, you're getting the hits on him, and that's kind of what counts right now. Oh, right. Got the fire breath at the ledge. And, oh my gosh.
What was that DI? What was that DI?
No, yeah, I'm not convinced. I'm not sold on that, Hangman. That was walk me through that, because I did not foresee that. I just didn't foresee that. That's the end of the sentence.
I don't know if I can walk you through it, but I can definitely fall and stumble my way through it. Like,
that's my entire commentary career. Go ahead.
Much respect on Sansko for getting literally 3 hits to make all of that stock matter, but that was a tragedy, because we saw how well the Bayonetta was able to rack up that damage. We saw a solid 0 to 82, just constant repetition, and then just barely losing control of the platforms. Add that on to atrocious DI in the last interaction, and it really goes to show just how fast the tables can turn when you're fighting against Bowser. You need to heavily leverage any amount of stage control you have, because, yeah, you're going to get that damage. If Bowser's going to have any opportunity to swing confidently, it just turns to disaster so fast. Let's see what can happen in Game 2, because I'm really not trying to see a repeat of that.
Town and City. So you get yourself a little bit more room to land, I suppose. Actually, that's not necessarily true, now that I think about it. But a little bit of a higher ceiling, I suppose, to not fall into one of those Bowser smash attacks that they can punish you if you're jumping too many times. And That's probably going to be the key here for StanLoona, is making sure that they're not overextending, but also, I mean, the fact that they were so free to mash on Bowser, it seemed like. Well, I mean, Sans made them pay for it. Sans made them pay for it hard. With at least 2 of their stocks. Now Sans looking for... I mean, I don't think they're minding the damage, honestly. They're not going to get laddered right here. They're at 153. If they make it back to the stage, this is StanLoona in a world of trouble, and indeed, right into the throes of that side B. And yeah, that's why they say there is no such thing as a lead with Bowser. I know we say it ad infinitum, Hangman, but it honestly cannot be stressed enough.
I mean, listen, you said it best early into that stock. There's no stress seen at all with Sansko. We saw it just chilling on the stage, trying to keep close to center stage, just a little, like a pace behind Bayonetta. And yeah, he's getting lots of damage, but he's able to get his game going, whenever he wants. Back air from Kong Kong's going to be able to clean things up a little bit over there, but I still feel like there's just no change in awareness. The combo game is looking solid. It's looking really good, and that's very important for Bayonetta. But it's not going to mean jack if you can't just tell your opponent to stop playing their game. And right now, this Bowser is playing a single-player game.
This is a very, I mean, I don't know if it's a fair assessment to say this is a mashy Bayonetta, but that's the exact sort of thing that Bowser is meant to punish. If you are errant with your button presses, you are going to pay for it with stocks, and that is what StanLoona is doing right now. They need to take a more measured approach, and you can do that with Bayo. This is not impossible by any stretch of the imagination, but with the gear that Sansko has kicked it to in this matchup, Hangman, they're making it look like a very tough proposition.
Yeah, I feel like one of the best things to do against Bowser, especially if you're playing off the back heel, is you need to have that presence of mind to step back and just dial back the gameplay. You need to be able to play it slow, force the approach, just like there. Bowser coming in, swinging heavy. You're going to have plenty of time to respond. Yeah, Bowser's big, Bowser's strong, but he's not particularly fast. His buttons are respectably fast, but you have plenty of opportunity to respond. And Bayonetta is an amazing character with strong reactions from the player. So, yeah. I want to see, not that I should actively encourage camping, but, a lot more patient play is very rewarding, especially when you're in the red like this.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes the ends justify the means. I completely get it, Hangman, but this is the damage that's being built up. You're not really worried about the kill blow right now, unless, of course, you're on the ledge. You got to make it back to the stage if you want to deal that final blow to Sansko, and it is going to be the King Koopa breathing fire all the way into Winners Finals, where Rivers awaits. Let's take it through it one more time on the replay. And yeah, that was a
power angled forward tilt just completely cleaned up the stock. And it's so the notion that it was pressing forward with how Bayonetta plays really well off of patience, you camp a little bit, force an approach, and you just explode on your opponent. Bowser plays that game just as well, and we saw that throughout both games, where Sansko is eating tons of damage, getting thrown left and right, but with just a little bit of patience, backing up just a little bit, and then swinging where necessary. We saw plenty of fairs, plenty of forward tilts, and it cleaned up stocks just like that.
I mean, it's that's what Bowser does, and they had the awareness. They knew exactly where StanLoona was going to be. Good option coverage all around from Sansko. That's kind of what we've come to know them for. And the amount of Bowsers that have risen to prominence in these DNA brackets over recent weeks, specifically Sansko, Penn, and in fact the former champion in Solhex, it's no surprise, seemingly, when you're talking about the nature of Wi-Fi, where you can kind of get away with a little bit more of the mashy options, shall we say. But
I feel like it's less the mashiness and more just you get rewarded so much more heavily for being able to play patiently